Ladies and gentlemen, we have returned here to the Red Room live from Raymond Vineyards in rip-roaring Napa Valley. It's CellarPassTV, and I'm here with none other than the Jean-Charles Boisset, sir.
Bonjour!
Welcome.
I feel like an animal.
You look like an animal.
Depends where I go.
Yes. So welcome. 2009 Reserve Cabernet. We were drinking this with Stephanie earlier. What can you add to all the wonderful stuff she told us?
Well, animal vintage, leather, hence my cape. This is like a tiger to be discovered. This is teeth of a long length and claws. As you put your mouth into it, you cannot get out of it. So what I love about this wine, for me who is a learner of Cabernet, you got to realize my world is Pinot Noir historically. I find this wine sensual, emotional, and at the same time extremely powerful and woo me, literally, like a tiger in the jungle. I feel in this Red Room that I want to take my cape off and rub the fabulous, irresistible curtains and sense the emotion of the wine with my skin.
Yeah.
This is what 2009 does to me.
I can dig.
Do you agree?
I do agree. I do agree. And we are here in the Red Room. What is this magical place that you've created?
Well, the place is all about magic. And this is why I'm so excited for you to be here, because it's all about the red colors of the 2009 vintage. The idea is to enter the room and to feel the magic, the emotion, and the charisma of that room for the texture, through the colors, and through the evocations of the seats. Some of them are in fur, through the beautiful paint, which is very glossy, and at the same time the fur, the velvet, and all those great emotions which brings all the texture of Cabernet Sauvignon. This is what the Red Room is about, a private club only made for the very happy few who wants to come here, stay here, and whatever happens in the Red Room stays in the Red Room.
If I was going to have an orgy, this is where it's happening right here.
Well, at least an orgy of wine. This is what we can recommend.
Cheers to that again.
Absolutely. Well, and this is what Napa Valley is amazing. It has to offer the orgy in your glass. It's a good way to start.
There you
Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Malbec, Petit Verdot, Cabernet Franc. You know, they're all here to create this amazing alchemy that in the Red Room compose itself to its paroxysm. This is all about style.
Yes, and then the wines have a stellar reputation, as do the facilities here, as do your parties. And you recently had a Halloween party here that I've heard a lot of buzz about. As a sporting gentleman, what did you go dress up as for your Halloween party this year?
You don't remember?
I was out of town. I've only heard stories.
Well, then you'll have to come to our next year and you'll see.
It's an experience.
I had a cape.
You did?
It was of a different color. Maybe I'll give you a hint. Ooh la la! Maybe deep red and velvet. Maybe I was a vampire. Or maybe I was the Pope. Quite a dichotomy, isn't it? The key is to enjoy multiple personalities, just like our wine. And this is really what Napa Valley has to offer, is an incredible palette of taste, flavor, texture. And Raymond Vineyards, over 300 acres in the heart of Napa Valley. This is why you gotta come and see us. Always!
Yes. This week, what's going on? We got the film festival here. You guys are very involved with the film festival.
Mark and Brenda has done together an amazing job at really promoting the arts, and the arts of film. You know, culture, civilization, emotions, acting. This is really what is great and adding a new dimension to Napa Valley. So we have obviously the film festival, and thanks to that, we have a lot of friends coming from Gaggenau Kitchen, as you know, because we have here at Raymond some demonstration courses and dishes with great chefs. And we have as well, if you want to put a little speed behind you, we have our friends at Maserati d'Italia, who are presenting their latest cars as well. So you can eat, drink, and only if you qualify you can drive and test the best leather in your mouth through our wines and on your seat with the cars. So it's going to be a fun weekend.
Yes.
I might say you might want to try driving, then eating and nibbling.
Yes.
Yeah, we may want to do it reverse, right? So we can replay that one, right?
We don't want to spill the wine on the nice leather seat.
Yes. So the fabulous part at Raymond this weekend is you're going to be able to drive with huge horsepowers in a gorgeous Maserati and all the new collection. Then you'll be able to enjoy some great food with Gaggenau Kitchen, who are demonstrating the latest appliances and beautiful kitchen. And then, of course, and with that, drink the fabulous, most reputable Raymond wines of Napa Valley.
Outstanding.
So it's got to be fun. And beyond everything, you can watch great movies, meet new friends. This is the place to be. This is Napa Valley, the cradle of the film world, and at the same time the art world, and where civilization began.
Yes. And then, different topic, Frenchie's been a busy dog.
He is the best, and I hold my hats to him. He is my emperor. He is my king. He is my Frenchenson. He is my Jefferson. He's my Marie Antoinette as well. For some of you who don't know, Frenchie is the first ever winery for dogs in Napa Valley. Frenchie has many characters, all the one I've mentioned, and is having a blast because he's welcoming more friends every day. And this is probably one of the most sought after spots. Sometimes I want to dress up like a little dog. And I want to hide in Frenchie Winery because there's a lot of things happening there, as much as in the Red Room.
Yes. It's a very exciting project.
Thank you.
And it seems to be going very well for him.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Do we have any questions from our blogging friends?
Maybe we are too silly,
The
aren't we?
comments that I was getting was they are loving the nose on the wine as it develops since they've had their glasses open for a little while. Sorry.
This is Grace. Grace, I could do it both ways for you. Velvet on one side, like the texture of the wine, with a very animal flair. With still a little bit of velour, as you could see on the hat. Which is really what is exciting with this wine is, as you said, unbelievable nose. And it's starting to develop into multiple dimension, which I love. It went to primary flavors, it's moving into secondaries. And in about an hour, if you let this wine continuously evolve, it's going to be in the tertiary stage, which is the stage I actually love the most for cabs.
Oh, hi.
Hi, I'm coming over here now because my computer died because I forgot to plug it in. So I'll join you over here. So I'll get back to your questions in just a moment. Oh,
Look at how
Here, look.
beautiful. Music, music.
it's a party here in the Red Room. You've got to come check this out. Membership is phenomenal. And of course you get cool hats just like this. So we've definitely been sipping on the 09 Reserve Cab for a while now, and we were talking earlier just about the earthiness, like walking through a forest right after it rained, it just kind of smacks you in the face, and it's amazing. What's your favorite part about this wine?
What I love exactly is the mid-palate and the length. I'm really excited about wines which are evolving into being very eloquent, very charismatic, and very feminine. And it's not just your eyes looking at right now, which are really obviously moving me into another dimension. Jonathan is not looking.
No, he's not looking.
For sure he is not. And this is what I love. Kathy George, Stephanie Putnam, two amazing ladies making wine with Philippe Melka and myself. And myself, I'm really a spectator only, is really represented very well in this wine. It has power, it has strength, but it was as well emotion. It has as well eloquence and femininity to it. And this is what I really believe as a little Frenchman coming to Big Napa Valley, is we need really to have wine with finesse and elegance and velvet and silk and all those fabrics in your mouth which are caressing your mouth, inviting your mouth to another sip, and at the same time not overpowering, because we want to always respect as well the chef and whatever the food we have with. And it's important that the wine is not just about the wine, it's about as well the wine, the food, and the conversation you have, and being able to hold that conversation for a while.
That's right.
And isn't it great in those lovely Baccarat glasses?
Yes. So where could one get these lovely
Right here in the Red Room, but of course.
But of course, what's silly of me?
Well, what we love about those glasses, so it's a new generation of glasses. Baccarat was founded in 1764, which is a few years ago by one of our kings, and it is probably the best crystal maker in the world. They have an amazing area of decanters that we promote, obviously, in the Crystal Cellar. And I love this glass because it's very precise. It does not allow you, not on an aromatic front, to feel the full expression of the wine. And it gives fullness, it gives preciseness, it gives a sense of gravity to the wine, which not many glasses give, because it really funnels beautifully the aroma into your nostrils. So we're drinking Baccarat, Raymond Napa Valley in the Red Room.
It doesn't get much better than this.
I mean, and it is Friday afternoon, right?
Somewhere.
Exactly, in the world.
So some of our questions are, the wine is so complex. Did you have any difficulties with this grape during harvest?
But of course, I dealt with 2 women making it. What's more complex? One is not enough. Of course, we have 2. Kathy George and Stephanie Putnam. More personality than that, it's hard to find. Well, 2009, as you know, in California.
The weather was crazy.
Crazy, and at the same time, we were very fortunate. It was a big learning curve for me because it's the year we bought Raymond. So I saw everything happening. I had the feeling to be in Burgundy again, where it's so complex and so chaotic and so spontaneous. But the end result is phenomenal. This is one of the wines I take around the world. I'm off to France next week. What am I taking to have a lot of people taste?
None other.
Napa Valley Reserve 09. And I love this wine as well because
I think we all just found out why there's such limited availability. Yeah.
The French are getting crazy for Raymond. And, everybody loves Raymond. Is there any closest name to France, to French name than Raymond as well? I don't think so. So, I had this wine with lunch today, and we had a bouillabaisse. I just came out of lunch, as you've noticed, and it was great because it's a fish stew from the Mediterranean. Oh. So typically, I said to our chef, I really recommend Pinot Noir. And we started with a Burgundy, which is a Clos de Vougeot Blanc from Vougeray, the first Chardonnay ever planted in history of Burgundy. And then we moved with this wine, and I was really challenging him. Why aren't we having a Pinot? And he said, Jean-Charles, the integration of the 2 will be amazing. And it's very true between the rouille, between the beautiful cheese and the crouton, as well as the 4 varieties of fish, was amazing. So none of us actually think about associating Cabernet Sauvignon Napa Valley with fish, but it was a beautiful, central experience.
We had a blogger question about that.
We were just talking
earlier.
about that. He paired his selection this evening with halibut and a pasta dish. So absolutely, he does not eat red meat. So he said this was fantastic.
And wine is all about you. I want to say to everybody who's listening, it's about how you feel, how you sense. What are your emotions? I say that always to people who ask me, how do I describe this? This is, what word do I use? And I say, what word would you use? So a woman the other day said, this one is voluptuous. It has legs. And it's absolutely very sexy. And I said to her, you know what? I'm going to use your words now.
Those are excellent words.
and you know what she's saying? She's saying, looking at me, she says, wow, I looked at your credentials. You're quite the expert. And I say, oh, yeah. You know what the definition of an expert is? Someone who knows how to be wrong with a lot of authority. So forget about the experts. What is very cool about the wine world to you and to everybody out there, it's about you and your emotions. And the beauty about you in life, your taste flavors evolve over time. And today you feel this way, tomorrow a different way. The wine will taste differently. And this is phenomenal because this is all about your personality. A wine I would taste today versus tomorrow, yesterday, has a big difference. And that's the beauty of wine and why wine is so interesting. It's always constantly evolving. It's a living organism, just like you.
Right. But it's definitely tied to emotions. You hear all the time about people saying, when they went to wine country and they're with their friends and they had this wine. It was phenomenal. It was amazing. It was all these things. And then they get home and they have the bottle and they're like, well, it's just not the same. It's kind of like, oh, what's wrong? They took it out of the element, out of that emotion. They were remembering their friends, the good times, and not to say that, a good wine isn't better or it was a terrible wine and it just seemed great. It's just when you mix in that emotion, the happiness, and that moment in time that you're right there experiencing the wine, it's different than when you take that wine and move it 6 months, 3 years later to a different environment. And so with that, I say always enjoy your wine with friends, have a good time, and every experience with your wine will be fantastic.
And the beauty is, it's always good with Raymond Vineyards.
Always. Let me check the questions
Whoa.
here one more
more.
time. Makes such a great sound. You don't really get that.
Isn't it?
Yes, that's beautiful. It's just like church bells or
My
something.
son, if you want a confession, I will give it to you now. It felt like the cathedral of Reims or
If you had
Paris.
to choose one occasion to celebrate with this wine, what would it be?
What do you think about that question?
I'm loving it right now here in the Red Room.
Yes, this is.
What would you say?
You know, I honestly would say this is the wine to bring out anytime you just want to feel special. You know, it's like, it's so luscious and just absolutely divine. And of course here in the Red Room with the leopard print carpet and the red velvet, and this is my happy place, ladies and gentlemen. I have said many, many times, this is what I want my closet to look like. It's here, the vision, it happened. I am so happy here, and this wine, and of course with Alan and Jean-Charles, this just makes it all
Well,
much
you may
better.
find her clothes somewhere in the closet. Hopefully at some stage
Oh dear Lord.
in the evening.
Oh yeah. It's a party.
Sorry, Jonathan. Where are you? Where are you?
My poor honey behind the camera.
For some of you who don't know, Jonathan is obviously the charming husband. But you figured that out by now.
Everyone's having a great time. They are following along with us. They say it's all about the experience, baby. And of course, they're digging the Cape beyond belief.
Oh, good.
And of course, those Baccarat glasses are phenomenal.
And look, I have a double cape for some of you who don't know. This is all about gold for the JCB bubbles as well. So when you feel that texture, you can actually feel the bubbles dancing on your palate. Again, all about the experience.
There's a lot to experience here at Raymond Vineyards. You will never be disappointed. If you want traditional tasting, go ahead, visit the tasting room. Of course, you can find that at CellarPass.com. But then you can also explore the Crystal Cellar, which will turn everything you thought about wine tasting on your ear. Venture a little deeper, you will find yourself, well, in the Winemaker for a Day experience. Also a personal favorite. And of course, if you're lucky enough, you can become a member of the Red Room. Right here, members only. It doesn't get much better than this. Unless, of course, you go to the JCB Lounge, which is kind of like walking into Goldfinger's lair. Speaking of James Bond, I think it's a perfect place to visit. There's something for everyone here. You have the theater of nature. It's biodynamic. It's organic. It's everything that wine should be, and there's definitely something for everyone here, including your dogs. So definitely come visit Raymond Vineyards. You will not be disappointed.
Welcome, welcome!
Yes.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, indeed.
All right, so it looks like we're getting that signal. We've gone a little over our time.
Yeah, so sorry, I was going on and
So
on.
we are going to wrap it up here, but you know what? Stay tuned. Come in on Thursday. We will be back from this room, and of course all over the property. We're going to be test driving Maseratis, as you heard. We're going to be looking at food and wine pairings made in the Gaggenau kitchen, and of course we're going to be tasting more wines from Raymond Vineyards, and of course if this is a sample of anything, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So come back, visit us on Thursday. We hope you had a wonderful time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and from CellarPass and Mutineer Magazine,
Heyo.
we thank you and cheers. Have a great night. To find out more about today's featured winery, Raymond Vineyards, or to plan your next visit to wine country, go to CellarPass.com. Once you're there, you can book a variety of wine tasting experiences and download the free CellarPass app to get instant access to exclusive tours and tastings. That's CellarPass.com for instant access to book with our exclusive wine country destinations.